Alrighty, these will be the People News. Okay, if you want to check out a clearer version of it, go to Sovereignty Living. Okay, uh, some of the things on here I may not even agree with as well. Okay, however, he stands his ground, and you got to give him every single credit to him of doing these things. Okay, and he doesn't sit there and play dead. All right. So everything he says he does, he's gone through it. This is not um, someone who just studies, puts on. I have not gone through this process. I'm studying, but he has gone through the process, and he's not one bit bashful about calling these people out. Okay. So there you go. Never look straight forward. Always look around you. Be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Everything he says or does on this video and it's just hearsay. Do your own research, okay? It's educational video only. Educational only. Any F words in there is to strike or to move back and forth. It's not a cuss word, people. All right.
And pillage the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account. You fucking pigs! They intend to engage in illegal and unlawful searches and seizures in violation of Article 4 of the Amendment, and as a war crime in violation of Article 31 of the Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilians in a time of war of 1949 to facilitate the pillage of the fake money in their Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account under 31 CFR 363.6. You fucking pigs! They intend to deny due process in support of their military dictatorship as a war crime in violation of Article 71 of the Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilians in a time of war of 1949 to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and pillage the fake money for the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account. You fucking pigs! They intend to assault, kidnap, imprison, and demand a protected person under international law to facilitate the pillage of the fake money for the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account. You fucking pigs! And they intend to send threats through the mail to facilitate the pillage of the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account. They intend to unlawfully arrest the demandant, violate rights under color of law, facilitate their agenda, all of this to make business with their so-called courts. Don't get me going. You're going to get me going. They intend to conspire together to threaten, coerce, injure, intimidate the demandant under their fraudulent, fictitious color of law District of Columbia codes, rules, and regulations to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and pillage the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account. They intend to engage in numerous war crimes to facilitate the pillage of the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate accounts. They intend to assault the demandant with their Satanism to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and murder the demandant and pillage the fake money. They intend to engage in a seditious conspiracy to use their military force to overthrow we the people of the United States of America to facilitate the pillage of the fake money of the Roman cult Sesticade Trust. They intend to murder the demandant when he exercises his right to resist their unlawful arrest with lethal force if necessary. You fucking pigs! As a satanic blood sacrifice for the Roman cult god Baal, and to facilitate their pillage of the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate Treasury direct account. They intend that the demandant be sold into slavery to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and murder the demandant and pillage the fake money in the Roman cult Sesticade Trust Minor Estate account. They intend to subject the demandant into peonage to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists. They intend to impersonate public servants to facilitate the pillage of the fake money. They intend to screen for low intelligence their hired thugs, impersonate traffic safety officers to pillage the fake money. They intend to They intend to screen for low intelligence hired thugs engaged in aggravated assault to pillage the fake money. They intend to take reprisals against the demander for his political beliefs, but by denying his access to his own family as part of their agenda to create terrorists and facilitate the demandant's murder and the pillage of the fake money. They intend to take reprisals against the demandant for his political beliefs, denying his right to pursue happiness as part of their agenda to create terrorists. They intend to participate with the Azov military pigs and the Lake Worth pigs and the Homeland Security pigs and the Texas DPS pigs and the FBI pigs and their extortion racket to engage in assault, kidnapping, theft, peonage, slavery, and murder to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and pillage the fake money from their Roman cult Sesticade Trust minor estate Treasury direct account. They intend to take reprisals against the demander for his political beliefs by pillaging his arms, denying his right to keep and bear arms, to make sure he fails to have the ability to defend himself. You coward fucking pigs! To mitigate their risk, to facilitate his murder because they're cowards and they will never face a man without first making sure he's unarmed. To facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and pillage the fake money from their Roman cult minor estate. They intend to take reprisals against the demander for his political beliefs by denying his right to free speech, by denying his right to travel and his right to private property on the public highway and his right to own consumer goods under their own codes instead of their business equipment, denying his right to petition the government for a redress of grievance as part of their agenda to create terrorists and facilitate the demandant's murder and to facilitate the pillage of the fake money in the Roman cult Treasury direct account. You fucking pigs! They intend to forge the demandant's signature onto one of their so-called contracts to facilitate the pillage of the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust minor estate Treasury direct account. They intend to create terrorists to justify the murder of the demandant and anybody else that thinks they have rights, and make business for their Homeland Security military police and their Department of Public Safety
The Patriot Act, people. The Patriot Act creates you as the terrorist.
Police make business for their legislative so-called courts and the advisory decisions only that fail to have the force of law, that facilitate the pillage of their fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust minor estate Treasury direct account. They intend to shed innocent blood with their murders of innocent people, like the demanded as part of their satanic blood sacrifice for their Roman cult god Baal, and to facilitate their agenda to create terrorists and pillage the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade minor estate Trust minor estate with the Treasury, and then use the fake money to pay down the fraudulent, fictitious federal debt created by the bankster thieves and their fraudulent, fictitious financial crisis and their fraudulent, fictitious perpetual wars. They intend to shed innocent blood for their forced medical experiments with their fake pandemic, with their forced medical experiments, vaccinations, their communist Chinese buddies to kill off as many people as possible as part of their satanic blood sacrifice for their Roman cult god Baal in support of their seditious conspiracy and their treasonous agenda to facilitate pillage and fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust minor estate Treasury direct account with the Treasury, and then use the fake money to pay down the fraudulent, fictitious federal debt created by the thieving banksters and their fraudulent, fictitious financial crisis and their fraudulent, fictitious perpetual wars. They intend to perjure their oath to support the Constitution of the United States, to pillage the fake money from the Roman cult Sesticade Trust minor estate account under the Treasury, all of which is with the objective of facilitating the demandant's murder so they can shed some innocent blood for the Roman cult god Baal and Janet Yellen, Godby, Ramirez, and Scholler and their so-called court and their thieving bankster buddies can pillage the fake money from the Roman cult minor estate Treasury direct account under the Roman cult corporate minor estate under the Hague Convention concerning the international administration of the estates of deceased persons, concluded 2nd of October 1973. And then Now I can chill out a little bit. This is the notice and demand that I already made a video about that I've attached. And there's going to be several pages of that. And we'll skip forward because if you want to see that, you can watch the video. There's the end of that. And then I attached to it, Yellen says she took an oath, but she hasn't produced one, and I don't think she has one. It's probably to the UN. That's what it's to. And this is served on them by registered mail. This is the proof of service. It's kind of interesting that the green card has never showed up. They're a bunch of thieves. Okay, again, they're thieves. Don't get me going. You're going to get me going here. And this is the FOIA request that I sent about Paulson, Henry Paulson. And this is their response. Search was made for the requested oath of office of Secretary Henry Paulson Jr. No response. And I think I appealed it, and still no response. And this is a memo. I thought it was interesting. Talks about conflicts of interest and what to do to stay away from conflicts of interest, and it's published by Assistant General Counsel of the Department of the Treasury. I guess you notice that's Department of the Treasury. It's not U.S. Department of the Treasury. Okay, so that's the UN. International Monetary Fund, folks. And this is America West Airlines when they told them to steal my compensation. So I had myself down as exempt, and they changed the exempt withholdings to maximum withholdings. Maureen A. Judge, what a scam that is, okay? That's just some fucking whore. Anyways, one of Yellen's thugs. And I went and filed a W-4T, and they refused to accept it. So, if they're not going to pay me, I left. You don't pay me, no worky. No pay, no worky. Okay, they're U.S. Airways, which actually America West merged with U.S. Airways, so they're thieves. And now it's American Airlines, okay? So they're nothing but a bunch of thieves, okay? And if you do business with them, then you're condoning it, okay? You better find a different airline to fly with, okay?
All right. So this is We the People News. I'm just doing it educational purposes only, right? How to file complaints against them and how you can use whatever you believe in what he says or does. This is how you file criminal complaints against your local officers, against your magistrates, attorneys. You got to use the codes and all that kind of stuff. Okay? You don't have to use the words he used. But when your rights are violated, you're allowed to be belligerent in court. Okay? And to the officers, they're violating your right. You're allowed to be belligerent. Okay? Anyway, they may have code saying you're not allowed to do it, but wait a minute. Rights have been taken away. I'm allowed to be belligerent. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is We the People News. All right. Till next time. I guess this is going to be the end. Bye, y'all.